This is today's All Elite Wrestling Dynamite full show results video, and the show started with the Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal match, and the winner of this match was Ricky Starks when he eliminated Ethan Page at last, and now he can challenge Maxwell Jacob Friedman for the Dynamite Diamond Ring at any time of his choosing. But immediately after the match, AEW World Champion MJF comes to the ring, and he said Bryan Danielson didn't show up tonight, and he knows it's because he's terrified of him after what he did to his boy William Regal. He turns to Starks and says that people treat him like some unheralded god of pro wrestling, but the truth is that compared to MJF he's the drizzling shits, or should he say he's a Rudy Poo Candy-ass since Starks has stolen everything else from that guy. So next week at Dynamite, Max is gonna put him in his pocket, hop in his brand new Porsche, and drive him all the way back to Billy Corgan's NWA so Ricky can wrestle on YouTube where he belongs. Ricky got the mic and said every week MJF comes out here smelling like paint thinner and ass, his eczema's like he laid down on an anthill for a week, his clothes don't fit, and he thinks he's better than Starks? Everything about Max screams cheap, from his suits to his heat, and he's our AEW World Champion? Friedman avoids pressure, Starks takes it in, he does the meet and greets, and besides his nose is a lot darker than the rest of his body, Ricky lives with dignity and respect. Next week is a big deal, and next week he's gonna stomp the mole off his neck, stomp his asshole in, and he's gonna take that title and do him a favor that he's never done in his life, he's gonna take the responsibility off his plate, little boy. Max, reasonable as ever, kicks him right in the gentleman's area. Looking for a lariat, Ricky ducks and turns his ass over tea kettle with a spear, and then Starks holds the title up. Back from the commercial, Jon Moxley cuts a promo, and he says last week didn't get out of hand and he's really starting to like Adam Page talking with his fists. There's not enough of that around here, and this is all elite wrestling, not all elite talking. He's so over the Jericho Appreciation Society and he's gonna be out there tonight to ensure there are no sports entertainment shenanigans, and if Hangman wants another piece, he knows where to find him. The next match happened between Darby Allin vs Samoa Joe for the AEW TNT Championship, and the result of this match was Samoa Joe defeated Darby Allin by referee stoppage with the coquina clutch to retain the AEW TNT Championship. Post-match, a frustrated Allin shoves Joe and Samoa headbutts him in return, and then Joe grabs Darby's skateboard and threatens referee Bryce Remsburg with it before setting it down, trucks up and putting Allin on his shoulders, and hits the muscle buster into the skateboard. Joe puts him back into the coquina clutch and referees swarm to pull him off, but he doesn't let go until Wardlow comes out to make the save, whereupon Joe grabs his title belts and runs away. The next match happened between Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta vs Daniel Garcia and Jake Hager, and the result of this match was the Blackpool Combat Club won the match by pinfall with Swiss Death from Claudio Castagnoli on Jake Hager. Post-match, Tony Schiavone gets in the ring to show us an interview he did with William Regal some weeks back that he thinks might shed some light on recent events. Regal says people will only see this if something bad happens to him, and he says he took great exception to what MJF did to Tony, and he's mad about emails and so he gave him what he wanted. He's a world champion, and be careful what you wish for because everybody in this company will be chasing him. He says this is his final lesson, and always stay one step ahead, and always keep your eyes on the back of your head. He is Blackpool Combat Club until the day he dies, and it's been emotional. Back in the ring tonight, John says he only knows one thing for sure, the three men in this ring live and breathe pro wrestling, and you can call them whatever you want, but at Final Battle, this war with the Jericho Appreciation Society is over. Mox says he's making an open challenge at Rampage, and at Final Battle, Claudio and Wheeler will make their statements. Then we saw a 6-women tag team match between Jade Cargill, Layla Gray, and Red Velvet vs Kiera Hogan, Madison Rayne, and Sky Blue, and the result of this match was Jade Cargill, Layla Gray, and Red Velvet defeated Kiera Hogan, Madison Rayne, and Sky Blue by pinfall when Jade Cargill hits Jaded on Madison Rayne. Backstage, Tony Schiavone interviews Saraya, but before any questions can happen, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, rolls up. She congratulates Saraya on the biggest win of her career and promises her it won't happen again. She says Saraya came to AEW and her first match was a pay-per-view match against the biggest star on the show, and she has plane tickets for January 11th, where Saraya can either sit in the front row or she can have a match. Britt said to Saraya that she will not be alone because AEW Women's Champion Jamie Hayter will be there for a tag team match, and you have to find a partner for herself, and Saraya said he will find one. In the main event of the show, we saw a tag team match between FTR vs The Acclaimed for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, and the result of this match was The Acclaimed defeated FTR by pinfall and retained the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Post-match, both teams showed respect to each other, and they did scissors. And then S Boys appears on the Tron, and they announced FTR will defend their ROH Tag Team titles against the Briscoes in the Double Dog Collar match at Final Battle, and the show goes off the air.